The Road to War. Written and narrated by John Miro. Get more at servingworlds.com. 25. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Mantell huffed, closing her eyes and rubbing her forehead. You need them, Karina. Remember to be nice. Willard and Bowen exchanged confused looks and then stared back at the clearly unbalanced Dr. Mantell. We can hear you, Doc, Bowen growled at her. She finished rubbing her forehead and touched her temple once more, lightly. I am aware, she said dryly. All right. Let's assume you are authorized to be here, since I'd prefer not to die today. She dropped her voice to a whisper. No need to be dramatic, Karina. If they're not authorized, it's them they'll shoot, not you. Lady, Bowen growled. What the fuck? Mantell put her hand half an inch from Bowen's face. He shut up. Willard was impressed that he let her keep the hand. All right, introductions. I created your neural implants. She focused on Bowen. I created the neuroelectric perception bridge that lets you feel and balance in a mech suit. She turned her gaze on Willard. I fixed Bargana's gravity drive so you're not turned into protoplasm when you alter course at high V. But you're not here for anything so simple as those miracles of engineering. Mantell looked over to the second elevator. You're here because of my latest trick. Her eyes followed the shaft up to the top of the module. I did it. I sculpted somatosensory response and thresholds for sandboxed neural wave generation and field guidance. Bowen leaned closer to Willard. She's saying she's the smart kind of crazy. Mantell rolled her eyes. Isn't everyone compared to you? Willard ignored them both, puzzling out her story. He was sure he'd seen and heard her name before. In his flight manual, maybe? Yeah, that was where he'd seen it. On the patents page. Willard's eyes went wide. You're that Mantell? The mother of cybernetics and wielding. Whoa. Yes, that Mantell. She smiled with canned graciousness at Willard. Which is why Ops sent you here. You need to get me out of here before she gets loose. She? Bowen folded his arms across his chest. I thought you said everyone was dead. Just listen, Sandflea, and do as you're told. Shut your mouth, Willard warned Dr. Mantell. She stared at him. Something in his cool tone surprised her and derailed her demagoguery. Don't ever call us that again. I don't care if you invented my top 5 sex positions. You say that again and I'll tape your mouth shut and carry you out over my shoulder. Clear, Doc? Her eyes moved furtively, telegraphing the social mathematics going on in her head. A skill that obviously eluded her. Bowen snickered. From long experience, Willard knew where his mind was going. No, Bowen, I'm not telling you my top 5. Mantell finished her mental math. The best she could do was a generic smile. Of course, Lieutenant. I apologize for my behavior. Willard didn't buy the act, but he moved past the angry moment. Now, tell us what's going on. Mantell blinked. Willard had a feeling she was processing again. Then the stream of words came out. Humans don't take orders as well as machines. Fleet Council asked me to build an override into the interface topology to ensure that they did. Wait, Bowen interjected, still not quite up to speed. Fleet wants a way to shut down soldiers who don't follow orders? Mantell blinked. No, idiot. Fleet wants a way to make soldiers follow orders every time. In his defense, Willard was halfway to that answer when Mantell blurted it out. Fuck me, Bowen whispered. Mantell shook her head. Not even when I perfect the override protocol, sweetie. Willard held up a finger, like a student. Mantell nodded for him to continue, like a teacher. Mind control? Mantell nodded. Slavery. Mantell considered the word unemotionally and nodded again. I suppose that's accurate. Willard's eyes grew bright and dangerous. Fleet Command ordered this? Mantell smiled, completely missing the emotion radiating from him. Might I suggest we get the hell out of here now and worry about that later? No, Bowen said. Mantell goggled at him. That was an order, Lieutenant. Bowen shook his head. Sorry, my override chip must not be working properly. It's not a chip, Mantell said, again missing the emotion. It's a filter in the skin code. That is, the hardware layer. What wires your interface into your monkey brain? It works like— You ready? Willard asked, gesturing toward the elevator shaft going up. Bowen grinned. Oh yeah, reconnaissance time. While she listened to the men, Mantell cocked her head like a bird reading poetry. But I told you, she'll kill me. After you said everybody was dead, so which is it, Doctor? Narrowing her eyes, Mantell backed away. I don't think you're cleared to— Bowen locked his hand around Mantell's wrist. Nope, I'm not doing the above-your-pay-grade dance with you again. He twisted Mantell's arm behind her back and marched her towards the elevator. Willard happily ignored Dr. Mantell's shrieks of rage and followed. You have been listening to Reach, The Road to War. Written and narrated by John Miro. Music, All This by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Hear more of the story at servingworlds.com. Thank you for listening.